The chair will now recognize the sponsor of the bill, Ms. Lesko, to explain the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'm proud to sponsor H.R. 1640, the Save Our Gas Stoves Act. This bill prohibits the Department of Energy from implementing its proposed rule that would eliminate the future sale of the vast majority of gas stove products that are available today. The DOE's proposed rule for consumer conventional cooking products applies the maximum technologically feasible level, something that has never been done before. There are basically two types of gas stoves: the cooktops that don't include an oven and are mounted on top of the counter, and the more common freestanding ranges that combine the cooktop with the oven. The proposed rule, based on DOE's own analysis, would eliminate 96% of gas cooktops that are available today. And let me show you that so that you say that it's not disinformation. It's right in the DOE's own report right here, which I can submit for the record. The proposed, even worse, the rule would eliminate all currently available models of freestanding ranges, which make up almost 90% of all gas stoves sold today. Let me repeat, no freestanding ranges that have been tested meet the standards level under the proposed new rule. So, when Secretary Granholm told us just last week that the new rule would only affect high-end gas stove products, that is simply not the case. Testing by the Association of Home Appliance Manufacturers found that under the proposed rule, the time it would take to boil a pot of water would increase by about 7 minutes. Over a full year, the new standard would cost consumers nearly a full day simply waiting for water to boil. The new standard could mean ranges and cooktops would have no more than one large burner, which of course would be hard for large families. In DOE's own report, again, right here, it says that the proposed rule would eliminate 96% of an entire class of cooktops available today. Then later, DOE claimed that only 50% of the products available today would be eliminated. And that has been brought up by my Democratic colleagues about the 50%. But it appears DOE pulled this number out of thin air because DOE didn't even test the stoves that they said would qualify, so how do they know that they would? To date, DOE provides no data or substantiation for how it determined the models on retailer websites which would meet its proposed standards. DOE estimates that the proposed rule will save $21.89 per stove over 14 years. That's $1.50 a year or 12 cents a month. Hardly worth the lack of consumer choice, hardly worth the lack of having large burners, hardly worth waiting for water to boil for 7 additional minutes per pot of water. According to the DOE, natural gas is 3.5 times cheaper than electricity. According to studies, households that use natural gas for heating, cooking, and clothes drying save an average of $1,068 per year compared to homes using electricity for those applications. This bill already has 55 bipartisan co-sponsors. Republicans and 29 Democrats already voted for an amendment on the floor, which was included in H.R. 1 to do the same thing as this bill. I ask my colleagues to join me in protecting consumer choice. I ask my colleagues to join me in saving our gas stoves. I ask my colleagues to join me in voting yes. And Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to insert into the record a letter from the American Gas Association supporting my bill, and I yield back.